Hola, buen día. Ahora empezamos este video en español. Lo hago por mi madre, la sujeta de este retrato. Y bueno, es Día de las Madres este fin de semana y quería hacer este video y platicar un poco de esta pintura y bueno, cómo empezamos. Bueno, al principio vistes que usé unas líneas como estructura para darme facilidad de mi dibujo. Es una estructura que, bueno, podríamos decir que es algo que viene de la madre que nos da estructura. Bueno, es un salto, yo creo. Estoy quizá inventando algo, pero bueno, lo digo. Y bueno, nuestros colores son es una paleta limitada, primaria. Cuando digo primaria, estoy hablando de, bueno, nuestros colores primarios son amarillo, rojo y azul. Y aquí estamos usando una paleta primaria, pero colores de tierra. Ocre, sienna y negro de marfil. Y bueno, los usamos la misma manera de un primario con más croma. Con el negro y el amarillo podemos obtener un verde, aunque va a ser algo limitado, pero bueno, ahí está nuestro verde y es un ejercicio en ver cómo podemos utilizar el verde que nos da y cómo manejar bueno, la pintura que podemos hacer. Y bueno, creo que para este retrato es una paleta adecuada, no nada más por el ejercicio de la técnica de la pintura, pero también de qué significa esta pintura de mi madre. Y bueno, estos colores son pigmentos que quizás se utilizaron en las cuevas hace miles de años y porque era lo que había. Bueno, un hueso que estaba quemado quizá fue el primer lápiz y bueno, el color de la tierra, el rojo de la tierra, quizá pudieron poner eso en la pared también y el ocre. Y bueno, aquí estamos pensando mucho en nuestro amor por nuestra madre y es bueno, el amor materno es el amor más viejo que ha sobrevivido en este mundo. Y bueno, esa relación no se me pierde en esta pintura y bueno, siempre es bonito hacer una conexión de dónde venimos y dónde vamos y qué nos llevamos con nosotros, que es lo que hemos aprendido de nuestros padres y hacerlo nuestro y bueno, enseñar a los que siguen. Pero bueno, esta es mi madre en su cumpleaños. Está muy festejada y bueno, los que la conocen ya conocen esta sonrisa y esta presencia que tiene con todos. Y bueno, feliz Día de las Madres. Bueno, hacemos el cambio a inglés para los gringos. Bueno, debo decir que, bueno, yo soy gringo. No se me pierde eso. Ya lo oyes en mi acento. Bueno. All right, thank you for bearing with me. If you don't know Spanish, this is your calling to learn a little bit more. But anyways, here we are. From the previous video of my father with white and black, we've expanded our palette to white, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and ivory black. And this is a limited palette of primaries, essentially. Primaries, yellow, red, and blue. And we learn to work with it. If this is the only color choices that we have to make the painting, we just have to kind of struggle through it and figure it out. See how to get our greens and how to find subtlety in those greens, even if it's just a yellow and black mixture. We have to make it work, and it's a good exercise because it keeps our parameters narrow. Yeah, some might say these are earth pigments. Obviously, ivory black is charred bones, and you can't think of charred bones without thinking of old paintings and where the first artistic expressions came from. It's a very old and ingrained history that we have, and those cave people had mothers too, and here we are, it's Mother's Day. Why not make that connection and recall where we came from, why we are who we are. Obviously, we have thousands of years of evolution, but we also have our own individual evolution as people, and the people that shaped that evolution directly. And I think the mother is probably the very first relationship we had with anybody. I think it's a gift. So it's up to us to carry that gift and pass it on to others. And well, here's my mom. It's her birthday some years ago, and she's surrounded by a lot of people that she loves, and those who know her can recognize this happiness, this smile, this joy, and this presence that she brings to everyone. And yeah, give this palette a try. I think you could replace the sienna with a cadmium red, and you get this Zorn palette, which is pretty famous, I guess. But if you have these colors, give it a shot. If you're buying paints, then maybe you could skip the burnt sienna. Although I do use it from time to time for other purposes. I like to put it down as an underpainting and have my canvas have this like earthy red color on it, and then paint over it. So especially if you're doing like a landscape, like a sunset landscape, I think that red, that earthy red showing through is a very neat combination. But yeah, give it a shot. Let's see how many minutes I have here. I've got 2 minutes before this. Maybe I'll shorten the video, speed it up a little bit. But what else can I say? Okay, so that little tin that you see at the top there, the previous video I used a gel from Gamlin that was like a solvent-free gel. That stuff that I'm using now is the same product, but it's in a liquid form. And I liked it. It did, compared to the gel, it did help the paint flow a little bit better, like especially in the background there. I was trying to get kind of like a transparent wash going, and it worked. The only thing that I will say, and maybe I should do a video about brush care at a future date, is that whatever that solvent is, what's solvent free, it's non-toxic, whatever it has in there, it has something that helps the paint dry quicker. And so now I have my brushes with that stuff in it at the end of the painting, and I don't usually clean my brushes right after painting. What I'll do is I have a jar of safflower oil, which dries very slowly, and then I will swish the brush in there, get as much paint out of it as much as I can, and then leave the paint brush soaking with that safflower oil for the next round of painting because safflower oil dries very slow. And now I got 10 seconds. But anyways, the brush or the jar now had this non-toxic solvent stuff in it. It was like tainted in there, and it was making the jar dry up, and the brushes were drying up quicker. So introducing that quick drying chemical in the tools that I use and the oils that I use was not ideal, so I stopped using it. But I'll put it in the description below. If you like cleaning your brushes more often, it's a good alternative. I enjoyed it. It had nice working capabilities. Check the link below. Thank you for listening and watching. I really appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.